Hello, hello. Do you believe you can be a millionaire? Most people don't, and I can see why. But let's get into the logics behind all of it because it's a science. I mean, people have done it and they've mapped it out, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I know a lot of people say, well, a lot of people aren't millionaires because they don't believe they can be one, and that's why. And if you're tired of hearing that because if you're just one of those people who don't like to think it's all mind over matter, well, then this video is for you because we get into all the logic and the stats and, busting those limiting beliefs too. So we're talking about the book, as you saw on the front cover, by Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan, Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Build Extraordinary Wealth, and How You Can Too. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes. And it'll be more of a talking style video. I just wrote quite a few notes from the book, so you don't exactly have to read it. Or this might inspire you to read it, which would be good too. So yeah, let's get into it. This will be part of my money series. I know a lot of people, like 98% of Americans, it feels like, struggle with money. So this is going to be my money series for all of you guys if you want to get better at this and learn the finance class that isn't taught at school or college or by our families. And yeah, so we can set our next year up that's coming up, set it on a good tone. So 74% of millennials and 52% of baby boomers believe millionaires inherited all their income or inherited all their wealth. Do you believe that? It's a pretty common belief. And by millionaire, I'm not talking about people who earn $1 million a year. It's simply someone whose net worth is or at above $1 million. So your net worth just means everything you own versus everything you owe. So it's the total value of all your stuff, like your house, your cars, your bank accounts, investments, and other assets, minus your liabilities, your debt. That's how Dave Ramsey defines it. So an example is, say you have a home that's worth $300,000. You owe $200,000 on it, and it equals $100,000 in home equity. Plus your $50,000 401k, plus $8,000 in savings, and $2,000 in checking, $10,000 value of your paid for car equals your total net worth of $170,000. So don't think this video is all going to be numbers because it's going to be fun. And once you get the money game down, it gets to be fun. Because money isn't good or bad in and of itself. It's just what people make of it. And on the earth, we need money. That's what's used down here. So it's okay to have money. And if you want to get more into getting rid of limiting beliefs about that, definitely check out the 2 other videos I'm making of Dave Ramsey's Complete Guide to Money and what was the other one? The Total Money Makeover. He goes into, the spirituality behind money and all of that. So what do millionaires do? What do they believe? Well, they believe they can become millionaires. And they reject the voices that say it can't be done. And they put their heads down and make it happen. Because they believe anyone in America can be a millionaire with hard work and discipline. And that's actually true. And I'll show you the numbers. Millionaires don't believe popular, ideas about the wealthy, of saying that, all wealthy people are evil, all wealthy people, anyone with money is really bad. They don't believe those things. Millionaires don't care about impressing others. They don't let their humble beginnings stop them from winning in life, and they don't give up when things get hard. This is just, the basics of a good character, which I'm sure all of you do have, and we can, make it better. So myth number 1, to bust. Wealthy people inherited all their money. The truth is 79% of millionaires received 0 inheritance. Only 21% received any. 84% got $0 to $100,000, which means 84% didn't receive enough money to be a millionaire. There is no get-rich-quick scheme, okay? Let's talk about that first. Focus on saving in big ways, not pennies. Don't just save pennies here and there. No, saving the big things. Like, I don't know, some payment that's costing you $100 a month, or going out to eat every week, which is like $200. Things like that, where you're actually saving a good amount of money, not just penny pinching. And millionaires don't get into liabilities, which would include like a horse, most pets, when they can't afford it, I'm talking about, a boat, etc. They don't borrow money even from friends or family. And that's because we've all seen money gets to be a really touchy subject, especially when people don't pay it back, because a lot of people don't, unfortunately. So, how often have you seen someone get a $400 raise at work and then all of a sudden like upgrade their house, or only to get new car payments that are costing them $500 a month? Like, isn't that like dumb math? We learned this in kindergarten, that you can't just be spending more than you make just to inflate your lifestyle to look like you're doing better. We always care about impressing others so much, but other people honestly don't care. Everyone has a mouth, so they're going to have an opinion. They're going to say whatever they want about you, but they're not worried about you. They're not going to sleep thinking about you. They're not worried about you, period. And I know that's kind of a hard truth, but they're not coming to save you when you've got all these bills and life is falling apart. No, they're only there to criticize. So don't care what anybody else thinks. So, millionaires have regular jobs. They don't have like these really fancy jobs. So you don't need one either. The top 3 occupations for a millionaire are engineer, accountant, and teacher. You don't even need a fancy college degree, because the 88% of millionaires have college degrees. Most of them don't even take out student loans. So 68% of millionaires with college never took out a student loan, compared to 48% of the general population. So do not take out loans. Don't borrow money. All the religious books tell us that borrowing money makes you a slave to the lender. It does. And it's not fun, which you probably already know. And millionaires don't have all high-paying jobs. 31% average $100,000 a year. So stop making excuses or talking bad about wealthy people, because what we criticize, we can't have. And it's easier to criticize something than go for it. So I know why most people do talk bad, but it's just the lazy way out. Like, that's the truth. So own your problems. Don't blame your parents or the economy or anything, because no one's coming to save you. And don't have the victim mentality or the entitlement mentality. None of those will save you either. So plot your course. That's how you become a millionaire, which means live on less than what you make. Be intentional, or you will have no clue where your money went. A budget isn't restricting, it's freeing, because a budget just tells your money where to go instead of you wondering where all your money went. That's all a budget is. It doesn't have to be constricting or negative or any of that. So what I want you guys to do is make a list of when you get money, write it down, and then every time you spend money, write it down, in your diary or your journal, and keep track of it. Most people don't, and that's why they have no idea where all their money goes. It's so simple, and that's why most people don't do it, but it makes all the difference. And it's so easy, okay? Really, do it. So for millionaires, 73% of them never carried credit card debt. So don't be in debt. That's the number one thing. And if you are, there's ways to get out of it, like Dave Ramsey's 7-step process, which I'll talk about in the other 2 book videos, which you can totally recover from, but just stop getting into more debt. So make today count. No TV, get up earlier, don't diminish your sleeping, but see what you can do with an extra half an hour or hour of productivity. And most people watch like 8 to 40 hours of media a week. What if you use that to be making money or studying about it? And that will make such a huge return on investment whereas TV kind of doesn't. And read a book and get moving, exercise. Most millionaires do exercise because they know that a healthy mind and a healthy body makes for, a great life. Because that's really all that matters. If you don't have your health, what does wealth matter? It doesn't. So stick to it. Don't give up. Consistency and patience is all you need. So we're still going through the list of how to plot your course to be a millionaire. So millionaires stay away from debt. 96% of millionaires have never carried a credit card balance. And 95% say they plan ahead to save up for big purchases. So planning is good. If you've never calculated what a lifetime of car payments is really costing you, this will blow your mind, okay? Because most people have car payments, which surprises me. But I guess most people in our society, they don't pay, cash or pay full for everything. And they put it on plans. And let's see what it's really costing you. So Cars.com reports that the average new car payment is $509 a month. If you did what millionaires do and paid cash for slightly used cars instead, you'd have a $509 a month to invest towards investment and wealth building. In 30 years, that $509 a month investment would break the $1 million mark at $1.1 million. In 35 years, it would hit $1.82 million. And this is crazy, the same $500 a month would be worth $2.97 million in 40 years. So if you're in your 30s or 40s, like right now, I just showed you a simple trick on how to become a millionaire, just by doing that. So, like Dave Ramsey, because I'm just reading quotes from his book, he's saying anyone can become a millionaire in America, even if you only invest your average car payment. So if you want to be a millionaire someday, you need to start acting like one today. And that means getting in control of your life, getting out of debt, and slashing unnecessary expenses. At least when you can't afford them. When you have money, sure, have unnecessary expenses, that's fine. This isn't going to be a constricting lifestyle forever. So, he was saying, okay, this is my part. I just added this in. So I know we have some family they have a horse. Can they afford the horse? I would say no, because he's pretty young and he's paying like $100 a month. And he thinks it's a great deal because he's paying $100 a month for this payment, for this horse. Because he's getting it, instead of having to pay all the $3,000 or $10,000 or whatever the horse was, he's paying $100 a month. So he thinks he's doing great. Like, yes, I can afford that. And it's like, no, that is so dumb because you are still living with your parents. You don't have enough money to buy a car. You keep telling me you don't have enough money to go vacation anywhere, or, oh, that's too expensive. And yet you're doing that. And yet you're still, I see you go to Sprouts and buy all kinds of expensive, Sprouts is not cheap, snacks and stuff to have. And it's like all of this is not adding up. And I'm not judging him in any way, but I'm just using that as an example to say, slash out those unnecessary expenses because you don't need them right now. Sure, have a horse when you're 40 and you can totally afford it, but not when you're still living with your parents and you can't afford anything. So I guess you can apply that to any other scenario you can think of. Or with pets. A lot of people have pets and it's costing them so much money. You do not need a cat and a dog with all the vet bills. There's this lady I know who works at this store, and she's saying that, well, actually she works at the bank, so she can see all of my accounts, right? And my family's accounts and everything. And she's like, you're so lucky because your parents have taught you how to handle money. I wish my parents did that. She's in credit card debt and can't handle a credit card, goes to New York and just goes on a shopping spree and just puts on way more than she can afford. All these things. And it's because she hasn't been taught any better. And then she's saying, and then this is what blew my mind. She's like, I have a boyfriend. And I was like, first of all, don't have a boyfriend. And she's like, I'm living with him. That's another thing. Don't live with them. And he has a dog. Okay, first of all, they go 50-50, which is already like, okay, that's not so good either. And so he has a dog who had to go to the emergency room. So he expected her to pay 50-50 for his dog. And I was like, this is not making any sense. Like, you should not be paying for his dog. Especially, and then she's saying that, yeah, I can't afford anything. She's like, I don't even have $100 at the end of the month, or at the end of the week. But she has her Dutch Bros coffee right there, and I'm just like, none of this is, adding up. And I think it's just because nobody is taught how, to use their brain in the money sense. But I'm just saying these little stories so you can see some real life examples of, how you can apply all of this. And sure, when I'm telling you don't have pets or don't have unnecessary expenses, yeah, like sure, that's countercultural. But we want to be millionaires, remember? And normal in America means you're in a ton of debt, can't afford anything, and on razor's edge of going into financial ruin. And that's not what we want. So, I know people who ask my family, like, how are you successful? And we're like, well, real estate is a really good way. So what about you just sell your house, move into a duplex, buy a duplex, move into one side, rent the other side. You'll be getting enough money to be paying off the mortgage if, your house didn't sell for enough. Or else it's going to just be free money for you living there. And you can be then investing that money, and that's passive income, where it's not like the husband has to be working, or if he gets slashed from his job, which he got super scared about during COVID, he almost lost it and they had no secondary plan. Real estate is a great way for the passive income. But would they do it? No, because they're afraid of, what will everyone else think? We're going to downsize, they're going to think we're doing awful, or they're going to think we're not as successful as we want them to think we are, which they're not successful to begin with. It's just all a facade. And if you care so much about what other people think, they're not going to be helping you. No one is going to be helping you during those hard times. Do you think during COVID, when he almost lost his job, do you think any of those people who think they're so successful and don't want them to downsize, do you think they would be giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars? Or tens of thousands of dollars? Or even $100 to help during those times? No. So don't care what other people think and do whatever it takes to get you set up for the rest of your life. Like Dave Ramsey says, if you live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. So most people don't actually want to be wealthy because they don't do a thing about it. Don't let that be you. All the money that I make, I spend about $100 a month, which is in classes and pretty much classes and courses. It's $100 a month. I don't spend any other money. A lot of people will think that's tight, but no, I don't go out with friends hardly ever. I don't go out to eat. I don't do any of that stuff. In fact, I help with our family business. I help do the cooking, all of the stuff that needs to be done, helping at the job, like all of that stuff, so that I'm not spending money. Because right now I want to set up my future, and that means investing everything that I have. So, maybe think of playing your life that way too. So choose intentionality. Have a game plan, like I just shared. Like I said, I have 0 extra expenses in my life. And I'm providing value to my family while staying at home, where I'm doing things they would have had to pay 2 secretaries for the businesses, or someone to do all the drafting, the architectural drafting for our business. Whereas they would have to be paying someone else, I provide that value. So I'm not paying $2,000 a month in, rent somewhere else where that money is just leaving and it's not helping my future. So just apply this to your life and see, where can you, save a bit and set up your future. So number 1, assess your current situation. Be honest about where you spend your time, money, and attention. Are they taking you closer or further from your goals? Be honest. Don't lie. So sit down and write it down. Assess your current situation. Number 2, acknowledge the life you want. Have a clear picture of what you want. Like, what exactly is it? Have it a perfect picture of it in your mind so you know what you're working towards. Because most people have no idea what they want. They think they just want money, but then when they get money, they spend it. So it's like, okay, well then you don't want money, you know? So live in alignment. And that comes by writing it down so you have a clear vision. And number 3, activate your plan to get there. Nobody crossed the 1 million mark by watching TV, you know? So millionaires do. What do? They live on less than they make. 94% of millionaires say this, compared to 55% of the general population. Millionaires drive older cars with no car payments. The average one drives a 4-year-old car with 41,000 miles, and 82% of millionaires have no car payments. Because if you can't pay for something in full, don't buy it, okay? Because then it owns you. Like the house or the car or the horse or whatever, doodad, the boat, the vacation. If you can't pay for it in full right now, don't get it. And another thing I had learned from a lady was she said that if you can't buy something 3 times over, you don't have enough money to buy it. So if you can't buy that vacation 3 times over, your money would be best spent saving that for your future till you do have the money to spend for it. So I thought that was really good. Millionaires don't go out to eat every night. The typical millionaire spends less than $200 a month on going out. They don't try to impress anyone. Only 7% of millionaires feel pressure to keep up with their families and friends when it comes to spending. An easy mindset shift is to see the other person as dumb for spending money. You know, a lot of us feel like, oh, I should be spending money so they think I'm doing well or they'll think I'm stingy. Like, no, think of them as so dumb. Like, you're such an idiot for spending money like that. You know, switch the narrative. Make them feel shame, or you don't need to make them feel shame. But, you know, switch it so that in your mind, they're the ones feeling shame instead of you being the one feeling guilty and shamed, okay? And that will help change. Because a lot of people, because of the peer pressure, they'll go get brand new cars, brand new truck, brand new this, you know, just for other people who don't care. Millionaires don't pay their bills late. 96% of millionaires have never had a past due bill. They don't have credit card debt. 73% of millionaires have never carried credit card balance ever. You know, so set goals, or else they won't happen in your life, and your life will be the same as it is right now. You know, okay, so now let's talk about goal setting. A dumb goal is, I want to pay off my house early. Because how? Like, what do you do today to reach that? If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing every day to reach that, then that goal isn't going to come to pass because you have no idea how to get there. So a smart goal is, I want to do what? Pay off my house in how much time? In 8 years. By, like, how are you going to do it? By sending an additional $500 per month toward the principal balance. So that shows you exactly what you're going to do every month to do that. And you will achieve that goal. So for setting goals, you know, high-achieving, productive people do this in every area of their life. Fitness, you know, everything. So here's how to goal set for your finances if you've never done it. Here's where to start. It's in Dave Ramsey's book, The Total Money Makeover. But his baby steps are, number 1, save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Number 2, pay off all your debt except the house by using the debt snowball. So pay off your smallest to largest. And whatever amount you've been paying towards that debt, keep paying it towards the bigger debt. So you'll be paying, you know, the same amount that you paid off. Even when you've paid off that money, you're going to be still setting aside that same amount to be paying off the next debt. And number 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. Number 4, invest 15% of your income in retirement. Number 5, save for your kids' college fund, but I think kids should pay for their own college. Number 6, pay off your home early. And number 7, build wealth and give. 70% of millionaires saved more than 10% of their income throughout their working years. So millionaires save money. That's how you become one. Just save your money. Track your progress so you can stay inspired. Put a sheet on your fridge where you mark off what's getting paid. You know, make it fun. And reward yourself when you hit a big milestone. Like, don't reward yourself $100 for paying something $200 off. But, you know, go out to eat when you pay off, like, your $1,000 debt or whatever it is. Or your first debt that's $1,000. Get encouragement. Listen to his talk show, listen to other people who are doing the same things that you're going through and achieving it, because that will help. I'm sorry, my voice is like getting dry. Another thing, do not keep your home mortgage for tax advantages. Say you have $10,000 in interest for your loan, and you get $2,500 tax break. That's like trading a $10 bill and getting $2.50 back and then thanking the cashier for their math. Like, no, that just does not make sense. So another dumb idea is HELOC, which is a second mortgage and a credit card together. It's a horrible mess. Don't do HELOC either. So 99% of millionaires said people around them describe them as a hard worker. You'll never get ahead unless you find a way to make money while you're sleeping. So keep your eyes open for that. Think of ways that you can do that. The freedom of financial independence it means that you are free. Free of all debt. Everything goes in your asset column. Your liability column is empty. No credit card bills, no car loans, mortgages, or student loans, no rush of default, no creditors barking for your money, and not a dime wasted on interest. Second, it means your assets have grown into a mountain of wealth. Like, getting a $50,000 job out of college, invest the recommended 15% in a 401k, and you retire with upwards of $3.6 million by 65. By putting it into which he recommends mutual funds, which get average of 12% interest. But that's how he's getting those numbers. And guess what? This is without a raise, inheritance, and never winning the lottery. And so for something really crazy, let's dig into the math. Compound interest as well. 40 years of saving that means 15% means $625 a month. Your all-time contribution is $300,000, but you end up with $3.6 million. You just created $3 million. That's when the math gets fun. So, financial independence versus financial dependence. This is important. When someone wants to be rich, I know what they're really saying. They want flexibility, freedom of time, no punching a time clock. You get to do what you want. Number 2, margin. No more living paycheck to paycheck. No one has a claim on your money. You're finally free. Number 3, options. You aren't weighed by financial obligations or calendar restrictions. Number 4, availability. You can be there for the people you care about. If there's bad news with a family member, you can be on a plane in an instant. So that's, this kind of freedom can change you inside and out. The average 401k balance of the 65 plus group in America is $209,984. If that represents all their retirement savings, then we are in serious trouble. Because using the industry standard of 4% annual withdrawal, this person is looking at an annual retirement income of $8,000 annually, a year. That's less than $700 a month. Can you live on that? I'd say no. So they pray for Social Security and to stay healthy, which usually doesn't work. So don't let this be you. And don't give up because it's hard. Work towards it. You will get it, as long as you work towards it. If you give up on it, what's going to happen, honestly? You're going to be a burden on everybody. And we don't want that. We want dignity. So, debt should never be an option for you. Never. If it is taking money out of your pocket, don't do it. Don't buy it. Of course, you can still enjoy life. And when you hit financial independence, of course, splurge. But not while you're working towards it, or while you can't afford it, more like it. So do's and don'ts. Do invest in boring, so-called, company retirement plans, even when you think you can't afford it. Do build your wealth slowly and steadily, because anything fast is a scam. All those fast things that you see on ads, they're scams. Number 3, or another do, pay off your house. Do live intentionally with planning and budgeting and avoiding debt. Don't take out student loan debts, you or your kids. Do take responsibility for yourself. Set and achieve goals for yourself. Do work hard. 93% of millionaires said it was by hard work, not big salaries. Do leave a financial legacy and practice giving generously. Don't depend on luck, the need to have a big salary or job, or take crazy and calculated risks. Don't rely on stupid get-rich-quick schemes. Don't allow lifestyle to get out of control and eat all of your money. Don't spend a ridiculous amount of money on your neighbor just to keep up with your neighbors. And don't quit, ever. So for your action steps, number 1, know where you are. Do Dave Ramsey's free net worth calculator. Just Google it, it's really easy. Number 2, dream big. Don't say it's too big. Go out with your spouse or your partner and dream together and tell both of you that nothing is too big. We're just dreaming. That's what a dream is, right? So write down all the places you want to go, all the hobbies you want to pursue, all the businesses you want to do, the people you want to see, causes you want to support. Write those out for each of you. And number 3, confirm your target. Number 4, choose intentionality. Number 5, set those goals. And number 6, partner with an investment professional. Because you can do this, and there's people out there who can help you. Because anyone can become a millionaire or have a high net worth. You just need to be committed to saving and spending less than you make, says James with a $1.4 million net worth. That's all you have to do. Just be committed to saving and spending less than you make, and you can do it. So I hope you guys like that book review. Definitely comment below what your thoughts are. And if you'd like to, dive deeper into financial things, definitely check out my other 2 Dave Ramsey videos. And check out my course, which is down below. It talks all about, there's a module on money, to change your beliefs about it, because it's really our beliefs that are sending money away from us, and it's rich people's beliefs that love money or see its value that causes money to just flock to them. So I'm losing my voice again, so I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.